What rule has your pet instituted in your house that you now follow? If my parrot asks what are you doing? Anyone in the immediate vicinity must respond with what they're doing. He will throw a tantrum he doesn't get an answer. My cocktail was the same. We taught her how to say good morning, and if she announced it was a good morning, we'd have to reply, or she'd have a fit. She also liked classical music, so we'd have to hear classical music for at least an hour a day. She was indeed a lady. If he doesn't get a drive in the car every day, that's right, a drive, not a walk, he sulks. If he knows he is definitely going for a drive, he runs up and down like crazy and body slams you with all of his 55 kilograms. It hurts, but his excitement is also so unbelievably cute that you can't stop him. If he gives you the sparkly eyes, you must chase him, call his name and clap loudly so he can run around like a speed demon. The clapping is mandatory. If there is cheese in the fridge and you open the fridge door, he magically appears and you must give him some. There is a right toy to play with that changes every day. You must try all 20 toys until you get the right one. I'm not quite sure how I managed to have time to do anything else apart from following his rules, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I must not put the light on in the middle of the night if I get up to use the toilet. The seagull sleeps in a basket, and gets annoyed if the light wakes him up, and he'll then squawk loudly until the light goes off, thus risking waking the neighbors. The upside of this is that unlike the wild seagulls who get up squawking as soon as the sun rises in the early morning, my seagull has also implemented his own rule that he does not get out of his basket or make a noise until I get up after the sun rises, which means that even if I stay in bed till noon, there is not a peep out of the seagull until then. I have to sleep with my back to my BF so the cat can snuggle into my hair while smelling BF's breath. Our dog made us sleep back to back so she could curl up between our butts. Currently happening here. One time I made scrambled eggs and I gave my dog a quarter of an egg worth of it. It was just pure egg, no salt or pepper or anything else. Now every time I make scrambled eggs, my dog just assumes he's getting some and guilts me if I don't. And I usually give in. My mum used to give our dog the last corner of her toast with poached egg on every morning. The day we had to have her put down, she finally got her own serve of toast with poached eggs for breakfast. I used to give my hamster a bit of scrambled egg and he loved it. The reason I started was cause he was getting old and had some tumors. The vet said there wasn't much they could do but give him some glucosamine and cod liver for his joints and coat. The best way to deliver these in hamster size form was to make an omelette with them in, then give him a little chunk every day. He loved the egg so much, most things I'd give him he'd store them away, but not egg that went straight down. He'd sit there with it in his little hands, his eyes practically cross-eyed from how nice it tasted. Then he'd wash himself all over. When I was a kid, our house had a beanbag chair which our large dog had claimed. One day while we had family over, I was sitting in the chair since we had otherwise ran out, and our dog was obviously displeased. He walked over to me and stared at me for a few minutes. After telling him no, he walked off and returned with a bone which he promptly dropped on my head. I got up, he laid down, and no one ever sat in his chair again. Family still laughs when this story is told. When we make Dora, our dog, her dinner, we have to wait and watch for her to finish, yes, finish eating, else we'll be subjected to her crying in a corner for the rest of the evening/morning/ etc. Also, once she's finished eating, she always comes over and thanks us by dropping a leftover chunk of meat in our laps and giving us kisses, appealing, I know. Again, if we forget to do so, she sits in a corner and cries. Believe it or not, this is one of the simplest requests she has. But don't blame me, my mum's the one who's made her like this. Other than that though, she's such a sweetheart, and I love her to bits nonetheless. If I sneeze, my cat will meow softly and walk over to me and pat me on my face until I pick him up and tell him don't worry, it was only a sneeze. Never hurts to have a CAT scan just in case it's something more serious. I've told this story before. I sneezed and noticed my cat made a weird meow sound and turned her head sideways and looked at me. A week or so later, it happened again. I thought it was pretty weird but ignored it. Then a couple of weeks later she was hacking up a hairball. I instinctively said, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I then realized that her meow when I sneezed was in the same tone as my question had been. She was repeating the worried query. She was about 15 years old by this time and I'd had her since a kitten, so we'd had plenty of time to learn each other habits. When she, my 14-year-old grandma kitty, is constipated, she needs me to watch her poop. She'll do these real deep meows and won't stop till I follow her to the litter box where she sits in the middle and tries to poop. We keep eye contact the entire time. If I look away, she stops trying to poop and does the deep meows again. Her normal meows are very high-pitched, so it's easy to tell when she's constipated. No whispering, ever. My Peer/Burner mix will make a growling woo sound from the other room if you whisper to someone else, or to yourself. If you continue to whisper, he will come out to admonish you in person. No secrets in my house. One of our cats likes to be the one to wake my stepdaughter up for school every morning. We have a routine. I get up and go to the bathroom, brush my teeth and hair and then go let Kiki into my SD room. She runs to her bed and lays down on top of her, nuzzles around for her face and nibbles on her eyebrows to wake her up. We have to do this every morning. Edit, requested cat tax waking her kid up. My brother and mother wanted a dog. My father did not. So we got a dog. A wonderful rescue pup that is parts red heeler, kelpie and dingo. Naturally there is no truer love than that of a grumpy man and the dog he said he didn't want. So every day, at exactly 4 p.m, my dog lets my dad know that it's time for walkies. So off they trundle to the local dog park, where my dog has her little doggy play dates. I have to wait to be picked up after my dog has her walk and play date with her other dog friends. My dog has a better social life than I do. My cat has a petting space that is strangely close to her food. Oftentimes, if you tried to pet her, she'll lead you to the petting space where she'll roll around, act all cute, ask to be combed, until she decides she's done. She'll then promptly go to her bowl and have a snack. She'll also go over to the petting space on her own accord and meow quite loudly. That's her demanding to be petted so she can eat. My mother's cat was having some health issues, all good now, so I usually stop into her place nowadays in the afternoon if I have time, to check on her when my mom is working and feed her. The cat rules appear to be as follows. I must never go to the bathroom alone. The door must be open so she can anxiously watch and ascertain that I won't be swept away by that flushy toilet thing. My husband is the most wonderful of humans, and she must be given ample time to stare at him adoringly. When I feed her, I must move her dish and feed her by the front door. Everyone else may feed her where she usually eats, but not me, or she will go on a hunger strike. I have no idea how this actually happened, it's just the way it is now. This is not strictly enforced, but she'd prefer I wear the winter coat with the long strings with it so she can bat them around, even if it is springtime and much warmer now. If I'm a good human I get the best of rewards, kitty kisses, which consist of pressing her nose up against mine, which is the most adorable thing I may have ever experienced. Believe it or not, usually I'm a dog person, but this cat is pretty alright, D.